Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Excel Sessions, and today we will learn everything about list box in VBA user form. After the session, you will understand the important properties of list box, how to add item in the list box, how to extract the data, how to create multi-column list box, how to add headers in the multi-column list box, how to remove an item from the list box, and how to clear a list box. So let's start. In this user form, we have added 6 list boxes to learn two important properties, list style and multi-select. Now select a list box and in property window, list style property has two options, list style plain and list style option. If list style plain is selected, all items will be displayed as a list. And if second option list style option is selected, then either option button or checkbox will be available with each item. For the upper three list boxes, list style plain is selected, and for the lower list boxes, list style option is selected. Now run the user form and you can see the difference between upper and lower list boxes. The second property, multi-select, has three different options: single, multi, and extended. If multi-select single is selected, you can select only a single item in the list box. In this case, list box will show option button if list style option is selected in list style property. So in list box number 4, option button will be available with each item. If multi-option is selected, you can select multiple items in the list when you click on an item. And if extended option is selected, then you can select multiple items with control or shift key. In both multi and extended option, list box will show checkbox with each item if list style option is selected in list style property. So in list box number 5 and 6, checkbox will be available with each item in list box. Now run the form and you can see the difference in the upper and lower list boxes. In list box number 2 and 5, where multi-select property is FRM multi-select multi, when you click on an item, it will be selected. In list box number 3 and 6, where multi-select property is FRM multi-select extended, you need to press Control or Shift key to select multiple items. In list box number 1 and 4, where multi-select property is single, you can select a single item in the list box. To populate a list box, you can use add item method or row source property or assign an array to list property. To write the macro, go to VBA editor and in the user form activate event to populate a list box using add item method, type the list box name, which is lst name1 dot add item and item name in the double quotes. Now similarly we have added 4 items in the list box. Now to add an item at a specific position in the list box, we have to use the index number after the item name. The index number of the list box starts from 0. Here we are adding football game at index number 3, which means at position number 4. So now run the user form and all items are added in the list box. The football is available at index number 3 or position number 4. To populate the list box number 2 using an array, again go to VBA editor, and in the activate event we have declared a variable games array, and then we have defined the variable as an array. Now this array contains the list of 5 games. To add these items in the list box 2, specify the list box name, which is lst name2 dot list equals to the array name. Now run the user form and all the items available in the array is assigned to the list box number 2. To populate the list box from Excel sheet data, we will use row source property. In Excel, worksheet games have a list of hobbies in column A. Now to populate list box number 3 from the Excel sheet, we will use row source property. Go to Visual Basic Editor, and to populate list box 3 from the Excel sheet, type list box name, which is lst name3 dot row source equals to, and within double quotes type the name of worksheet, which is games, exclamation sign, and then specify the range from A2 to A8. Run the user form and the hobbies which is available in the list is added into list box number 3. Now we can assign the value from Excel sheet using add item property also. Go to the VBA editor. If the hobbies list in Excel is dynamic list, it means it can change in future. Then first, to identify the total number of items available, declare a variable total rows, where using AND method of cells object, we are identifying the total number of hobbies available in games sheet. To populate list box number 4, 5 and 6 together, we have used with statement, and within with statement we have used a loop to assign all the values available in Excel sheet to list box using add item. Here FRM list box is the name of user form. LST name 4, 5 and 6 is the name of the list boxes in user form. Now run the user form and the list box number 4, 5 and 6 are populated with hobbies available in column A of sheet games. To identify the selected item in a single list box, value property is used. To show the selected item, we will write macro on command button show selected. So double click on button, and on the click event we have used list box name lst name1 dot value with message box. Run the user form, select an item in the first list box and click show selected. It will show the selected item in the list box. If no item is selected and if I press show selected, then the macro will throw error. Hence, we will use list index property which returns the index number of selected item in list box, and if no item is selected, then list index returns -1. So here we have used list index property of list box before using value property. Again, the list index property will return -1 if no item is selected. Now run the user form. I'm not selecting any item. Click show selected button and message box displays no item selected. Now select an item, click on show selected and the message box will show the selected item. In case of multi-select list box where we can select multiple items, the only way to obtain the selected items is to create a loop and identify the selected items. Double click on the button. Now here we have defined two variables, total items and list counter. The total items is declared to identify the total number of items available in the list box, and list counter is to run a loop. The list count property of a list box gives the count of items available in the list box. Remember, the index number of items in a list box starts from 0. Hence, we have created a loop from 0 to total items -1. Now to check each item whether selected or not, we will use selected property of the list box with index number. The selected property returns true if item is selected, else the property will return false. If the selected property returns true, which means the item is selected, we will use the list property with list index to get the name of the selected item. So run the user form and in the multi-select, select items, click on show selected button. The message box will show the items which are selected in the list box. The same method will apply for both styles, whether it's a plain or option. So for all the command buttons, we have used the same properties to extract or to retrieve the selected items. To create a multi-column list box, first we need to set two properties, column count and column width. You can set these properties in Properties window or in VBA. So select the first list box in the user form and change the column count property to 3 or the required number of columns which you want to show in the list box. So here I have set it to 3, which means the list box will have 3 columns. Now to set the width of these 3 columns, use column width property where specify the width of each column separated by semicolon. So in this list box, the width of 3 columns are 50, 70 and 90 points respectively. Now to set the column count and column width at runtime, double click on the user form and select the activate event of user form and then specify the column count and column width property of the second list box. So list box name dot column count is equal to 3 and list box name dot column width is equal to column width separated by comma in double quotes. So again the second list box will contain 3 columns and the width of columns will be 80, 100 and 100 points respectively. In case of multi-column list box, we can populate the list box in two ways, either using add item method with list property or by using row source property of the list box. Now in the Excel, the worksheet data contains the required data in column A, B and C which we want to populate in the list box. So to populate the data in the first list box using add item method, double click on the user form and in the activate event we have defined two variables total rows to identify the number of rows available in the Excel sheet and the variable item to run a loop. The total row variables contains the total number of rows available in the Excel sheet. For that we have used AND method of cells object. And then we will apply a loop from 1 to total rows. Now in order to populate a multi-column list box using add item, there are two steps. Add item is used to create a new row and to add data in each column of the list box, list method is used. Now this method will take two parameters. The first parameter indicates the row index number and the second parameter indicates the column index number. Remember that the row index or column index for a list box starts from 0. Now run the user form and the first list box, which is multiple column list box, contains all the values available in the worksheet. To populate the second list box, we will use row source property of the list box. Go to the VBA editor and type list box name dot row source is equal to and in double quotes specify the worksheet name exclamation sign and the range from A2 to C8. To make it dynamic, you can again use variable total rows instead of C8. So change it to ampersand total rows. Run the user form and both list box are now populated with the data available in worksheet data. To show the column head, set the column heads property of the list box to true. So I have selected list box number 2 and setting the column heads property to true. Remember, the header will be displayed only in case of row source property. Do not include the row having column name when specifying the range for row source property. VBA will automatically use the row directly above the first row of the row source range. In our case, we have used range from A2 because the row number 1 contains the column heading. Again, the headers do not work in combination with add item. In the first list box, we have added the item using add item method. Hence, if we set the column heads property to true and then we run the user form, the second list box where the items are populated using row source property will show the header's name automatically, whereas in the list box number 1 where items are populated using add item will not show the column header. In case of multi-column list box, To identify the selected item, we have two methods. But before using the methods, we should check the multi-select property of listbox. So in user form, the multi-select property of first listbox is single, whereas the multi-select property of second listbox is multi. Now, if multi-select property of listbox is single, then we can use value property to extract the selected row, but the value will show the data available in the first column of selected. To show the value of the desired column, we have to use list method. So double click on the button, and in the click event of the button, we have used both value method of the list box, which will return the value of first column of the selected row, and the list method with the two parameters, where the first parameter is the row number and the second parameter is the column number. The list index property returns -1 if no item is selected in the list box, and if selected, then it will returns the corresponding index number. Remember, the index number of list box starts from 0. Now run the user form, select an item, click on the button. Using value, it will show the value available in the first column of the selected row, and using list, we can get the value in the required column of the selected row. Currently, it is showing the value available in the second column, that means index number 1, and the same we have used in the second parameter of the list method. In case of the list box where multi-select property is multi, we have to create a loop to verify each selected item in the list box. Double click on the button, and in the click event, we have used a loop starting from 0 to the total number of items available in the list box -1. We have declared a variable for the loop, and within the loop we have used the selected property, which returns true if the specific row is selected. And then we are using list method to show the value in the second column of the selected row. If you want to show the last column, which is column number 3 of the selected row, then we can type 2. Remember, the index number of list box starts from 0. So for the first column, the index number will be 0. Now run the user form, select the multiple items, click on the button. The message box will show the value available in the third column of the selected rows. So Spanish, English, and then Sanskrit, Hindi. Now to remove a specific item from the list box, remove item method is used. Remember, you can't use remove item method when the list box is populated using row source method. To clear all the items from the list box, clear method is used. In this user form, we have used a list box and the two buttons. One is for removing the selected item, and second is to clear the complete list. Double click on the remove item button, type list box name dot remove item, and then specify the position you want to remove. Here, position is the index number of selected item or row. To get the position of the selected item, we have used list index property. So list index property will give the index number of the selected item. Using if statement, we are checking the list index property. If no item is selected, list index property returns -1. Now run the user form, select an item. So I've selected mango, click on remove item and the mango is removed. Similarly, I've selected pineapple, click on remove item and the pineapple is removed. Now to clear the list, double click on the clear list button and type list box name dot clear, which clears the list box. It means it will remove all the items from the list box. Now run the user form and click on clear list button. It will clear all the items from the list box. So in this way, you can use list box in the user form. If you like the content, press thumbs up and share with your friends and colleagues. Subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get the notification. Thanks for watching.